Well, first of all, thank you so much for sparing your weekend and joining this session. I'll make sure that next 1 hour is really going to be worth. Okay. Now let's get started. Before we get started with the demo, data analytics, and we'll be learning about Power BI with Fabric. So the expectations of this 1 hour session is you'll try to understand what is this course about and who can learn this course and why there is a need to learn this. And finally, we'll talk about the course outline. Okay. Now, before I get into the agenda or I talk about what exactly is Power BI, for the last 2 3 days, there are few things which happened. Can anyone tell me what happened? Right from February 1st till February 4th, there are few things which happened. What was that?
Day of budget.
Sorry?
Budget.
No, in general, the news, viral news or
Like
viral things that happened. What exactly happened in the last 4 days?
Paytm was banned.
Paytm was banned. Very good.
many layups is happen.
In 4 days, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Next. In general, what is a viral news that happened in the last 4 days?
No
We,
idea.
we got the news that
Central
Poonam
budget.
Pandey is died.
Budget.
Sorry?
Poonam
Budget.
Pandey did.
Poonam Poni died, huh?
Yeah.
She died or she is alive?
She's alive.
But
She's not dead.
that she's alive. The
Alive,
news
but,
was fake.
Okay.
It was like stupid PR.
Right.
something.
So in the last 4 days, a lot of things happened, right? A lot of things happened. Now, one such thing which I wanted to bring to your notice is February 2nd, right? There was an Instagram post from Poonam Pandey's ID. Poonam Pandey is one of the actress and model, right? We all know about her. She was famous for her acting or modeling, whatever it is. We are not here to talk about her, but we are here to talk about what happened in the last 2 days, right? Today is 4th. 2 days before, that is day before yesterday, on Friday, we got a news that Poonam is dead, right? This happened on February 2nd. And I was also closely monitoring what happened the entire day because she is just 32, right? She's just 32. Like if someone is having a very much similar age to you, right? Like let's say, for example, I am 32 and she's 32. Like we'll start seeing what happened at in age, right? We'll start get that comparison, right? So I was thinking, what happened to her? Age 32, what happened to her, right? Now, the entire day I was doing the research on what happened. I was going through all of the news, tweets, Instagram posts, lot of messages, and a lot of people were telling that what happened suddenly that it was never even possible to die with cancer in one day, right? So a lot of things, a lot of debate was going on here and there, right? And the reason was cervical cancer. Very honestly, I'll tell you, even I didn't know what is this. Even I didn't know what is this. I immediately browsed because when you say cancer, it should be like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and final stage, right? That is what it is, right? 4 days before, she has been posted some of the pictures in Goa, and people started saying that she already knew that she's going to die and she wants to enjoy, and that's why she has been to Goa, right? A lot of controversies, a lot of rumors, a lot of things happened in the last 2 3 days, right? And to all our surprise, February 3rd, she's coming back alive and she has faked her death, right? Now we are not here to debate whether what she did was correct or wrong, but being a data person, I wanted to talk about what really happened. Just one day, 24 hours. Friday morning, there was a news that she passed off, and Saturday morning, she came back with a video saying that I am there. But I took this extreme step for an awareness, right? And of course, she created that impact. A lot of memes is going around. She was actually being trolled for this. Okay, for the act she has done, she's actually been trolled. But you know what happened? Very openly, I am telling you, even I didn't know what is the cervical cancer. The first thing which I did after seeing this news is I browsed in Google. I browsed in Google. That's the first thing I did, right? That's the first thing which I did. If you see, this is actually called a Google trend, right? This is called actually a Google trend. So what is Google trend is, we will get to know how many people are searching what are the things, right? If everyone is searching about corona, you will get that corona as a search. If everyone is searching about Ayodhya, we'll get to know how many people have searched. Similarly, even I used some of the analytics like a Google trend, and I figured out, I searched this word cervical cancer, right? and I just took for past 7 days. And if you see from 27th to February 1st, no one had ever searched about cervical cancer. Even they have searched, it's a very minimal number, not even been shown in the graph. But what happened on February 2nd? That's the day Poonam Pandey had faked her death by saying that she was also affected with cervical cancer. And see the spike. Lot of people started searching. I don't know how many of you people knew this news, or I don't know how many people have got a chance to search this word. That's a peak. Now, what is this peak is when more number of people are searching on Google, it comes up spike, and automatically after that incident, it's gone down. So if you see yesterday's, that is February 3rd, it is gradually gone down because we know what was the truth, right? Of course, she created for an impactness, right? But we are not here to say whether what she did was correct or wrong. But I am here to talk about the power of social media and data. I'm here to talk about social media and data. See, whatever you see on the graph, it's actually the graph coming from data. How many people searched? And in fact, I am searching from India. If I would have searched upon all over the world, I could have even got a better results. Which country a lot of people searched? Right? Which portion of the people searched? Even in India, we can find out whether it's in north or south who have searched most. I can get to know that. And that is where I'm interested, which is about data. This is about one thing which I searched. And here I started comparing. Okay, let me search with cervical cancer with Poonam Pandey and see the correlation. See the correlation. When I say correlation, the people who have searched Poonam Pandey in the last 2 days and the people who searched about cervical cancer the 2 days exactly follow the same pattern. Exactly follow the same pattern. And that's the beauty of data analytics. I will never speak. My data should speak. That's what we have to follow, right? So to keep all this aside, let's talk about coming back to our agenda for this demo. We are going to talk about the importance of data, and then we'll talk about SQL, Power BI, Azure, Fabric, and I'll be talking about the course outline. Let's get into the some of the topics. Unfortunately, everyone expected that 2023 World Cup India would have won. What a huge disappointment we had. Right from the match one until the final, we played really well. The most consistent team was India, and just a small mistake, a bad performance on that day, and we did not get the World Cup, right? It was a very heartbreak for each and every Indian, and we got to know that India did not win the World Cup, right? And right from 2011, we have been waiting. We are actually losing at the crucial stage, right? Most of the matches we are winning, but finally we are not able to get it. Well, most of them are saying that, well, if you're not winning a World Cup, you're not a good team. But what I think is, doesn't matter whether you win or lose. What is important is a consistency of the matches you play and win, right? Now, this table tells you that how many teams, which are the teams who appeared in the finals, how many times they have won, right? And how many times they were losers. Runners means it's the people who lose, and which are the years they won, and which are the years they have been runner up, right? And let's talk about India. India have been appeared in the finals for 3 times, and this is the only 1 year which I remember. This is the 1 year which I remember where MS Dhoni had hit the six in Mumbai, right? That's the match I remember. Apart from that, I don't remember any of the matches, right? Now, one thing which I want to tell is, I was born in 1992. So 1992 means this is a year which I was born. So 1992, six, maybe I was born, I was not even seeing that. 96, maybe I would have been 4 years old. So 2011 means, yeah, I'm almost like 20 years old. I got to know that what was happening, what is cricket, all this I know, right? But we can get the data from 1987, 1985, 1979, 1987, right? So 1983, 1975. How are you able to get this all this information? How are you able to get this all information, right? So remember the one slogan of data. If you're able to get the data right from the beginning, something which I was not even part of it, right? We were, most of you were not been part of the first World Cup or second World Cup, and even 1975 also, we were not been born, right? We are still able to see all this information. How is that possible? Just remember this line: something somewhere it is stored, right? something somewhere it is stored. That is why you're able to pick up now. They have stored somewhere all this data. We were not been part of it. 1975, even my parents would have not been born. So we don't know what happened in 1975 World Cup. But one thing we have to identify is how are you able to get this information? It's all because you have stored somewhere. Where you have stored? You have stored in a place called database. You have stored in a place called database. Now, database is a place where they have stored this data, and that is why now 2024, this February 4th, I'm able to go and search who has won the World Cup in 1975. What happened in 1980? Who was the first freedom fighter? When did India got republic? When did India got independence? All this information today, if I go and search in Google, I am getting it because somewhere something has been stored. Where it has stored? It is stored in the database. It is stored in the database. Now today you go and ask any question, you're able to get it. You're able to get it, right? And that is the reason we need a database to go and ask some question. So today you ask some question, you will get the results. But the biggest challenge now is, if you go and ask in English, hey, can you tell me what happened in 1985? Can you tell me what happened in 1993? Can you tell me what happened in 2010? If you ask in English, your database is not going to throw you the results or answers. Today, all the people in the session are able to understand my communication. Why? Because I'm talking to you all in a common language. I'm not talking to you in a local language or my mother tongue, right? I'm not talking to you in Telugu. I'm not talking to you in Tamil or Hindi or Malayalam. If I talk to you in your local language, only you people will understand. But I'm talking to you in a common language. Each one of you in this group are able to understand what I'm speaking. It's all because you know English, I know English. Similarly, if I want to talk to a database is a non-living thing. Database is a technology. Database is a system. It's a computer. If I want to talk to a computer, I cannot talk to them in English. I need to talk to them in a language which the database understands. And that language which we are going to learn will be SQL. Now, SQL is known for structured query language. It's known for structured query language. And please do remember that this is a only one way to communicate to a database. There is no other way that you can talk to database. You're asking what happened in 2015 or 2014, but it's an English word. But what is happening in the back end? It has to convert into a language what database understands. And from that database only, you will be getting the results. So no more asking in English. If you want to talk to a database, the one and only communication that you can do with the database is by learning its language, which is called SQL. With the language, you can start speaking with the database. Okay. Now, next question. Now we have the database, and in database only we have the data, right? So we are able to get all the data, but where we are able to get? We are able to get it from the database. Simply, can you go and ask? No. You have to have the license. What is that license? You have to know the language. Language is a license here. If you don't know the language, how can you speak? And for that, we are learning SQL. Okay. Now, I go and ask. In the language itself. Hey, what happened? Who won the World Cup? How many times did Australia win? And so I'm asking this question. If I ask this question, if it gives you just like a one-word answer, that doesn't look good for me. I want to show that as a graphs. I want to show that graphs, right? I don't want to just understand the numbers, but I'm interested to see the visuals. Your mind is so attractive to visuals. You just close your eyes and you think something, you'll start imagining as a visuals. That's why I keep saying, right, nowadays the trend has become that if you read a book, you may forget it. But if you see a movie, you will never forget that, right? Because the movie is all about visuals, it's all about characters, and it makes you to involve in the subject. And that is what most of the companies are looking for, the reports where they want everything to see in the charts. They don't want to go and simply go and talk to a database and see the numbers or get the numbers. I am interested to see the reports. Now that is where your reports becomes so important for business, right? Now this is an data. This is a data. Now if it is actually in the Excel where you can go and see the data. If it is in the SQL database, we can go and talk to them in language. What language? SQL language. If it is in a database, we can go and talk to them in the language. But if I go and show this, this doesn't even give me a proper information. This doesn't even give me a proper information. So what I'm going to do, this entire report, what if I show a report like this? Now that is where your tools comes into picture. Rather than seeing as a raw data, I will see that as a visuals. I will see as a pictures. Now this is what every company needs. Even KSR needs Power BI developers who can do a report like this. Now that's what we are looking for. If someone is asking, let's say you people come and ask me, okay, you're taking training, you tell me how many students have got placed, how many students have got the highest package. Can you tell me how many students you are getting? If I tell orally, last year we got 45 students, this year we got 30 students, this batch we have got 22 students. Does it make sense? But what if I show you a report like this? Right? So that is where your reports becomes so important for every business to make some decisions. Correct? Now, for the next 1 minute, I'm not your mentor. I will be a thinking from a businessman. I'll be thinking as an entrepreneur. Okay. For the next 1 minute. So the next 1 minute, I'm not a trainer for you. Let's see. What is KSR objective? The KSR objective is as simple as KSR is a startup. So we wanted to make some business. So we are into a training field. We train you people. We collect your fees, and that's a revenue for us. As simple as that, right? That's what I said. For the next 1 minute, I'm not speaking as your mentor. I'm speaking from a business perspective, right? Now, forget about KSR. What is the objective of Amazon? Yes, Amazon's main objective is also to make money. Except the charity, except the trust, right? Usually we have the old people or old age people, right? The trust will be there, or you have this ashrams, right? Except that, which is called like a charity, except that every other company in this world is surviving to make profit. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. Every company in this world, the only aim is to make money. Even you people have joined here because to make money. Even I am taking the class, it's because I need to make money, right? So everyone's objective is to run a business, run a business, right? Now, let me tell you one thing. We have a report, we can make some decisions, right? Now, let's talk about any company. You take KSR, you take Amazon, you take Flipkart. Now I'm back as a mentor, okay? So now I'm back as a mentor. Now I'm not thinking about an entrepreneur, or I'm not thinking about from KSR perspective. I'm talking to you as a mentor. I'm talking to like a teacher. Now, what is the objective of a company? Every company's objective is to acquire new clients, new customers. What is KSR objective? KSR objective is to get students, right? And also whoever have been learned from us, we have to enhance the relationship with them, right? Now, and most important, customer satisfaction. Once you come to our institute, you learn, you get the job. Customer satisfaction is important, right? Now KSR will call you customer, but I'll call you students. Now, if you take the entire world, every company only objective is 3 points, right? Now I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you one story. Have you all tasted this? Have you all tasted this? Anyone?
Yes.
Yes.
What is this? What is this?
It's energy
Energy
drink.
drink. Red Bull.
Energy drink, sir.
Is it alcohol?
No.
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 Is it good for health?
Yes.
No. Sugar.
No. No. So
Yes or no? Is it good for health?
No.
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 Okay. Let me tell you, just like your Coke, Pepsi, right? I don't know what is that, Coke, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, whatever it is. There is another beverage which is called Red Bull. Now, Red Bull is a brand of energy drink created and owned by an Australian company, right? With a market share of 43%, it is the most popular energy drink in 2020, as of 2020. And it is the third most valuable soft drink behind Coca-Cola and Pepsi, right? Now we are not here to tell whether it's a good or bad. Okay, just like what I gave an example of Poonam Pandi, whether what she did was correct or not, we were able to justify the data and the social media. Now here also, I'm going to talk about not about the product. What is the product? I'm not here to talk about that, but I want to tell you what happened with Red Bull. I want to talk to you what happened with Red Bull. Okay, when Red Bull first came into the market, it was a new drink. Okay, no customers were buying. No one was interested to buy this, right? Advertisements, marketing, nothing is working. No customers ready to take risk. See, for example, I'll give you a very simple example. Okay, tomorrow you come to Bangalore. Okay, and you come to KSR office. KSR office. Um, you come from a far place, so you're tired. Okay, so we'll give you one bottle. It's a soft drink. Okay, it's a soft drink. It's not Pepsi. It's not Coca-Cola. It's not water. There is some bottle, and on the bottle it is written KSR. KSR has manufactured its own cool drink. Tell me one thing. Will you drink? Will you
No,
drink?
sir.
Why? You don't trust KSR?
Because we have not heard about that brand before, so
Yeah,
we'll
sir.
probably in doubt before trusting.
Okay, so you have never heard about that, so you will never drink. Okay, anyone who drinks thinking that, oh, it's given by Santosh, let's try it. Anyone?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
will
it's
drink
nice.
Yeah,
because
I
If you
will
give
try.
free, I will drink.
If I
we
give,
will
you will
drink
drink.
because
I
first
will
of
pay
all,
for it to
human
try.
mindset is like at one instance, if we take any drink, nothing will happen. So we will drink for the first instance.
Sir, it's new for us. Like you told us this case study one, like it's new for one. No customer is buying in the market. No, there is no advertisement marketing for this brand, so will not take.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about Red Bull. I'm saying tomorrow you come to KSR. I'm giving you a new drink. Will you try it or not?
If we are tired,
Yes.
then we have to, I
Definitely we'll
guess.
try. If we
Yes.
need to try it for the
We are
taste or
tired,
something.
then we have to drink it because it's a necessity kind of thing.
You're saying that you will try, but you have never heard about that brand. There is no cool drink or a soft drink by name KSR. But we are giving you something. What if we give you something and you faint and we'll take out all your valuables? Possibility is there, right? How can you trust how can you trust a cool drink which is not even a brand?
But if it is on a display in the market, sorry to interrupt, but if it is a display on the market, I'm sure the company has already checked the legalities of it
No, that's
before
what I'm saying.
displaying.
See, I'm talking about this one. I'm talking about KSR, not a Red Bull. I'm talking about
Oh.
KSR. Okay, I'm talking about KSR, where if you come to our institute, we'll give you some bottle to drink. Will you take risk? I'm asking.
I think it's a trust on KSR we are taking. So yes, I think I will drink it.
Okay.
So sorry. In my case, it's like source of truth. Even if it's a new drink for me, I would like to check it whether it's a like. If it's a diet freak, I may check at least the calories. So kind of things I'll try to investigate and then I go ahead. If it is a safe for me, I can drink.
Okay.
Depends upon a person whether he is taking a risk or not. Suppose you heard that Ronaldo, when he was giving the interview, he was introduced with the Coca-Cola, but he rejected it. So it depends upon the person whether he has the drink or suppose he bought his own bottle. Then what you will do?
Okay. Okay. Now, thank you for all your suggestions. If KSR is launching a new course, people will trust. If KSR is launching a new soft drink, no one will trust because that's not our cup of tea. We are not here in the market to start a new cool drink or a soft drink, right? The same problem was faced by Red Bull. The same challenges were faced by Red Bull. When Red Bull came into the market, no one was even ready to buy a single drink, not even a single person. The CEO of the Red Bull started giving offers. It's a new product. You can take it as a free. You can take it as a one as a compliment. They started to give to all the supermarkets, and if someone buys over this threshold, you can give them as a complimentary. So by giving complimentary, people were not interested. By giving 1+1 offer, people were not interested. By giving it for cashbacks, people were not interested. People are not interested to take this Red Bull in the market because you already have the other couple of cool drinks which was famous in the market. Let's say Pepsi, Coca-Cola, whatever it is, it was famous. So when that was actually in the market, Red Bull was really struggling hard to make into the market. This is a real story what happened to the Red Bull. They tried marketing, they tried strategies, they posters, they did it, nothing worked. They started giving the pamphlets to each one of every house. Nothing really worked in the Red Bull. When they came into the market, it was absolutely 0% sales. The first year, they absolutely it was 0% sales. Right? They started to give every strategies. It didn't work. Then finally, there was one strategy which they thought it could come up with the business. Right now, listen carefully. They gave the advertisements, they put it in the social media, they were able to market it, start publishing it, put it in the newspaper. Nothing really worked. You know what they did? You know what they did? Red Bull used to attract the customers by creating a buzz by deliberately placing empty or crunched cans in the public. They will not sell it like that, but they used to pour all the Red Bull, or they'll simply take this empty empty tins, crunched bottles. They'll place it in the public places. This marketing strategy was aimed to making it appear that Red Bull was already popular. See the idea they have come across, because they had challenges in the market. It's a new drink. No one used to trust it. So what you used to do, the entire team of Red Bull, they crunched the empty bottles. They used to place it in the public. So what is public's intention now? Hey, what is this Red Bull? Huh? Someone has, I mean, many people have been drinking. What is this? Now that is where we are creating an impact in humans' mind. Right? That's what we're doing, right? If I ask you to buy, you may not buy. If everyone is buying, you people will buy. That's the human mentality in 21st century. That is what is happening. Everyone says egg is good for health. So everyone will eat egg. Everyone says that vegetables is good for health. So everyone is eating, right? But what is the reality here? If everyone is doing, you people will also do. They use this mindset of the people, and they started to throw the empty tins, empty bottles on the public roads, so that everyone used to see, and it makes it makes to people to think that this is not a new brand. It appears to be like a already popular. Just like we see the Coca-Cola bottles or a Coke bottles towards your dustbins on the roads in the whenever you go for any parties, they did the same thing. They did the same thing. This statistics is an example how Red Bull was leveraging their innovative ideas. See, I'm not here to judge whether they did is correct or wrong, but I'm here to appreciate the ideas. You know what? Who gave this idea? It's none other than, there is a big brain sitting in the Red Bull company. It's none other than a data analyst. It's none other than a data analyst who's sitting in the Red Bull office, helping the CEO to make this decision, and they come up with the strategies. Again, I'm saying what they did is correct or not. Okay, I'm not here to judge that, but I'm here to appreciate the idea what they have brought into the market. They'll crush it and throw it. It seems like this is already popular. You gave offer, they didn't buy. You give cashback, they didn't buy. And that's the idea for you. And who was this idea given by? It's all from the data analyst. Future analyst is you. You're all the future data analyst. What is your role now? You have to give ideas. You have to give suggestions. If something is not working, you have to give suggestions. Tomorrow I'll come and say that, hey, we wanted to improve as a business. Can you give some idea? You people have to tell me. You people are the analyst now. You have to have that thinking capability. And that is where you can tell me, like, what should I do? Right? Now, with this case study, data is everywhere. right? Right from what happened in the last 2 days, it's a very clear indication that data is actually ruling the entire world, right? So data is like a new currency, data is like a new oil, you can call whatever you want, but I keep saying this: data, data, and data. The way I'm attracted to data, maybe I'm still not married, but if I get married, I'll actually name my son itself as a Data Kumar. That is what I'm feeling like. That much important is data for us. Now with this data, let's see what we can do. We have a data like this, we have a data like this, and we have US, UK data. Okay, we have sales and profit. Okay, we have data, but I'm not interested to see in this table now. I'm not interested to see this in table now. I want to visualize it now. Wow, such a beautiful visual. It is showing some bars. I can go and visualize this. But the problem is we have only 2 countries. But why I've got almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars? It's because it's not in a proper format. One is US, one is U.S, one is the United States. So it is actually misspelled. It is misspelled. So what we can do? We can do some data cleaning. How do I do this data cleaning? I'll make sure that US and USA both are same. This is in caps, right? And this is also all three are same, but why there is one dot, why there is one caps, all this. It just tells you the one country. So I will do some data cleaning. With the help of some data cleaning, I would give now just as only 2 columns. Now that's what, when you get the data, you have to do some small cleaning. First, see, I'm actually telling you what is the role of your data analyst. The first role is just like there was a big brain sitting near the Red Bull's CEO office who is helping them to give the ideas. You have to give the ideas. Tomorrow you work for any company, any client, the main objective is to make money, make profit, but it's not happening. Now you are the person who has to give ideas, and that is what they are paying for you. Okay, so as a role of your data analyst, you have to give the ideas. The second responsibility is some small data cleaning you have to do. The data not be proper. So before visualizing it, you have to do the data cleaning. And third responsibility is convert this data into charts. Now that's your final responsibility. That's your final responsibility. Correct? Now, all this, how are you going to do? Well, we are going to do one of the most beautiful tool in BI is Power BI. With the help of Power BI, I am going to clean the data. I am going to analyze the data. I am going to visualize the data. And with all this, I am going to use my brain and give them the ideas, suggestions, improvements, growth, everything I'm going to tell. Well, welcome to the world of data analytics, and welcome you all to become a future data analytics. What we are going to do is what I've been explaining you for the last 10-15 minutes, right from the gathering, cleaning, and making sure that you come up with the reports. You come up with the reports. What is that reports? BI reports, which completely shows you a visualization, right? Now, we are going to learn Power BI. Now, in Power BI, we have some responsibility given to each one. See, in my home, if you have 4 people, everything I cannot take care, right? My mom takes care of cooking. My dad takes care of the other things. I take care of running the show. My sister takes care of the cleaning. So a lot of responsibilities given by each one of us, right? Similarly, within the Power BI, we also have each and every responsibility is taken care by 4 components. And this is for doing charts. This is for data cleaning. And this is for sharing reports. And this is for modeling. Modeling means properly arranging. Now, all this is taken care by each one module of Power BI. And in our course, we are going to learn all the 4 modules. We are going to learn all the 4 modules, right? Now, if you ask me, I told you it's a BI tool, right? It's a tool. So if you say a tool, there could be any number of tools in the market. And Power BI is one among the 30 tools that is available in the market. Then why are we learning only one Power BI? Why are we not learning any other tools? If you want to buy a phone, If you want to buy a phone, you have Samsung, you have iPhone, you have Vivo phone, right? You have Redmi phone. But which is the best? According to you, according to your need, according to your budget, you will choose. So like this, many companies have started to choose Power BI for BI reporting. Why is that? Because it comes with the top 5 reasons, being one of the best in the reporting. It has maximum features. It has maximum features. It is recognized by a company called Gartner. So Gartner is actually a company which keeps on telling that what is on top, how it is performing, everything. And even in Google, it is saying that the search volume is more, just like what I searched in the start of this slide, right? So you can also search about Power BI, you'll get to know. And one among the thing is it is actually cheap and best. And more importantly, I would always focus on the brand. There is no ever competition for Google. Similarly, there is no ever competition for Microsoft. Very proud to be a Microsoft employee, but I can proudly say that there is no competition for Microsoft. Even now, the session which I'm taking to you, it's actually on the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, right? There are a lot of other tools that I can present you the screen. But even now, I'm showing you Microsoft's PowerPoint presentation. Well, thank you so much. Power BI is also Microsoft product, right? Now, as I said, Gartner is a company which keeps telling you that which is on top. And I have been seeing this for the last 8 years. There is no other tool that has touched or been near to the Microsoft. I'm waiting for January. I'm waiting for March 2024, where I'll be getting the results for 2024, where we can see that what is 2024's rating from Gartner. And without doubt, we can say that Power BI is going to be on top, because for the last 8 years, it's been on top, right? So Gartner company says that this is one of the best BI tool. Not only Gartner, we have seen and we have heard from a lot of companies that most of them are very much comfortable in using this Power BI for reporting. Okay. Now, let me tell you how it works. This is your software. This is your software. You'll be getting the data from different systems. You'll be getting from the database. So in order to talk to this database only, you're learning SQL. Okay. Start of the slide, I was talking about SQL. Simply, if you go and talk it in English, it will not get you. You have to tell in its own language. That is nothing but SQL. So data is coming from SQL, data is coming from CSV, Excel, everything. And you're building in, you are building a reports in the software. Now, this is where you are like doing charts, and you are like having the bar charts, everything, all this having. Now this is a report. Now this report you're building in the Power BI desktop. But if I want to share it to the people who are actually from the different part of the country, your client is in US, Australia, Canada, Mexico, North America, Japan, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, wherever they are, they want to see your report. You have to push your report through a Power BI service. Now this too is responsible for building your Power BI reports. We will be learning both in our session, and we will be showcasing this to our end users. Okay. Now, so far, 45 minutes, I have told everything good thing about Power BI. Now, there is one problem. There is one problem. Everyone has a limitation, right? I have a limit. I cannot speak after 3 hours. 3 hours, I can continuously speak. After 3 hours, it becomes a burden. It becomes a overload. Even new people, why the movie has been only 2.5 hours to 3 hours? Because that is where you can concentrate. If there is any movie which you have to sit for 7 hours, 8 hours, you lose your concentration, correct? So you have a threshold. You keep blowing a balloon, right? You keep blowing a balloon. At one extent, the balloon will be as big as possible. After that, if you start blowing, the balloon will burst. Everyone in this world is having a limit. Now, what is the limit? Now, I am storing the data in Excel. I'm storing in the database. From there, maybe I'll be doing the reports, right? Now, this as a limit. This has a limit. And we know that we are into the data-driven world, how data is increasing like anything, right? So you have to spend more money for this database. You have to make sure that you invest properly. And sometimes a data loss can happen. So all this can be an issue. How it is possible? Though Power BI is doing everything for you. We have 4 tools, right? We have 4 tools. What are the 4 tools? Power Query, Power Query Editor. We have seen here. We have seen here, right? These are the 4 things which can help you building reports, right? Just because this is one of the best tool, does it mean that do you want to overload it? Are you going to overload it? Right? Now imagine, let's say whatever I say, students will understand. Is it possible for me to take 24-hour session? Yes, I can make students understand. Does it mean that I can take 24 hours? Not possible. At one point of time, you should also think about its effective and performance. Power BI is the best. That doesn't mean that I will always use it for everything, right? I will always use it for everything. If you overburden it at one point of time, the tool also will become stressed. Now, in order to overcome that, what we are doing, as I've told, you have some limitation, right? Your Excel can hold up to 10 lakh records. Your Oracle database can hold up to 5 GB. Your SQL can hold up to 2 GB. This is a limit which I'm talking. Anything beyond this, it's a question mark. How do you store this? And we know that how data is increasing like anything, right? Another news, whether you people know it or not, one of the other news which happened in the last 3-4 days in Tamil Nadu is actor Vijay has stopped his movies and he has been entering into politics. It's another news, right? So how it spread it? You just go and browse in Google, you will get n number of articles within 2 days. Data keep on increasing. Where do you store this? And we are trying to store in the Oracle or a SQL database or in Excel, but it has a limit. And where can I store if I'm having a 2 terabyte of data? Today, the entire KSR students information, it's there in my system. It's there in my system, right? We have trained 14,000 students so far in the last 5 years. Okay, so right from 2018 till 2024, we have trained around 14,000 to 15,000 students. All the 14,000, 15,000 students details we have in my system. But tomorrow it become 40,000, it become 80,000, it become 1 lakh. Now where will I go and store? It's just a matter of 1 second to become viral, right? It's just a matter of becoming 1 second viral. Maybe if I upload any one YouTube video, it's just a matter of 5-10 minutes. By the time the video it becomes a viral. You would have seen a lot of things in the reels, right? Instagram reels. A school student just dancing for our culturals has become famous, right? A small stand-up comedian, just like one, like without his conscious, is just told that comedy and it has become famous, right? There are a lot of things that is happening. I don't know whether you people have heard about this. There is one small roadside street shop. People usually don't prefer to eat in the streets, right? So, I mean, people see like there is an hygienic, right? And as if big restaurants have hygienic, right? So people don't eat easily on the streets. There was a one influencer, there was a one YouTuber who went there to that shop, who told how they're preparing, and he started interviewing them and he posted in the YouTube. Now, even celebrities are coming and eating on the streets. That is where we are in this technology and in the data-driven world. Lot of times you also see the reviews and Instagram reels and go for the restaurants, right? You see the feedback, you see the comments, and mainly you people are going to some placements. It's all because of the Instagrammers and especially the influencers. Do you all agree? That's what is happening, right? Today morning, I went to a restaurant. And before going to restaurants, I saw that reel in the Instagram. Only then I went. And that is what is happening. When these things are happening, obviously, data is keep on increasing. Where do you store? Everyone has a limit. Now, that is where now my KSR data, we have one laptop where I'm storing 14,000 students. 14,000 students details I'm having in my system. So I'm having in one laptop, and my entire database price is 1 lakh. Now tomorrow also, do you think we will be stuck onto this 14K? Definitely not. We may even grow to 144K students. Where will I store? Will I go and store it in my laptop? Definitely no. I will buy 10 laptops. I will buy 10 laptops. With this 10 laptops, I can store up to 10 terabytes of KSR data. Now I'm asking you a question. I have found a solution to store 144K student information in my 10 laptops with the cost of 10 lakhs. How many of you say, yes, you can do it? How many of you say, no, that's a bad idea?
It's a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
If I give this KSR data to manage his 10 laptops, even Ravana cannot do it because Ravana has only 10 heads, not 10 hands. How can I operate this 10 laptops as an individual? Right? I have to hire 10 people to manage this 10 terabyte of data. Now that's the most worst decision I can ever make if I want to do this. So what I was thinking, we were struggling. How are we going to maintain 10 terabyte of data and the expense is 10 lakhs? 10 lakhs I have to go and spend for managing this data. And if I do this, if I store it in my personal machine, 100% I'll get a lot of challenges. And we are talking about 10 terabyte in the world. By 2025, it is expected that the data will touch to 175 gigabytes. Sorry, zettabytes. Now, what is a zettabytes? Zettabytes means it is 10 to the power of 21. By 2025, the data will touch to 175 into 10 into followed by 21 zeros. And we are still talking about terabytes. We're still talking about terabytes and the data is moving in a very fast direction. How will you manage this? In KSR itself, if I want to buy 10 laptops, how will I manage this? Now that's a checkmate for you. Who is going to handle this? We're all struggling to maintain 2 terabyte of data for KSR, which have to spend 10 lakhs. Suddenly someone comes and says that, don't worry, I will manage it with the 3 lakhs. You give me 3 lakhs, I'll take care of it. And that's nothing but my cloud. So we are slowly moving to cloud now. I don't want to store this data in the on-prem. I don't want to store the data in my laptop. I don't want to state the data in my 10 laptops. I have to find a way, and that is where I am moving into the next direction. I am going to place all the data into the cloud. And if I'm storing in the cloud, I just need to pay 3 lakhs rather than spending 10 lakhs for your laptops. You just spend 3 lakhs and you should be able to manage this. And that is where I was able to improve as a company. And among the cloud services, we are going to learn Microsoft's Azure for storing the data and for doing a bit of cleaning. And that is what we are going to do. And we are going to learn as a next step, we are going to learn Azure. Why we are going to learn Azure? Because we know that the Power BI is overburdened now. The Power BI is overburdened. Just because Virat Kohli is #1 batsman, you cannot expect every time him to score a century. Right? The #1 all-rounder is Ravindra Jadeja and the #1 bowler is Ashwin. But still, why India lost the first test match? We have the top rank bowlers. We have the top 1 all-rounder. Then why did India lost the first test match? If they are good, you use them rightly. Don't overburden them. And that is what has happened. Rather than doing it in Power Query, all the data cleaning, now I am moving to Azure Data Factory. And what is this Azure Data Factory? Azure Data Factory is nothing but Azure service. There we are taking some help. Rather than doing the data cleaning in the on-prem, now I'm going to do in the cloud. And that is where I am actually reducing the burden of Power BI. Power BI is brilliant. I don't have any problem till now. But thinking about future, thinking about the growth, I cannot go and overburden it. Right? I cannot go and overburden it. So what I'm going to do, Azure and Power BI is a good combination for solving a problem where all the data cleaning, everything you do it in Azure, and Power BI you do it for reporting. Such a good thought as of now. But what is happening? I'm reducing the burden. Rather than doing the data cleaning in Power BI, I am going to do it in the Data Factory. Problem solved. Rather than doing all the data modeling here, again I'm going to use ADF. Again, I am reducing the burden. Rather than storing the SQL database, which is an on-prem, which is installed in my systems, now I'll go install in the cloud server. I'm again reducing the burden. Right. Now, I'm using one of the other help, right? I'm using others help here, right? But we are actually going in the right direction. The combination of Azure and Power BI is actually useful for most of the companies. But what's the problem? What's the problem? Well, if you are using both, you have to have some challenges as well. I was actually paying only for Power BI. Now I have to pay for Azure as well. So now two payments is required. Now two payments is required. In my house, I was having only one maid. Okay, because of my hectic work, I cannot do every work. So I have hired one maid who used to take care of the work. Now, every time I give lot of work, right? So she's become overburdened. So she's saying I'm going to leave. So I told, don't leave. I'll get another maid. I'll get another maid. You people can share the work. So what happened now? My cost has increased. I have to pay salary for both. Same thing happened now. Power BI Azure, it's a very, 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 very good combination that is currently happening in the market. But slowly I'm also getting challenges, and I have to make sure that there is some integration problem as well. Though both comes in the Microsoft, right? Though both comes in the Microsoft, this happens in my house as well. Okay, I have hired two mates. Two mates are from same place, but still they fight each other. But still they are fighting each other. I keep saying, you're coming from same place. Why don't you cooperate? But still they both fight, right? So similarly, there could be some challenges between the tools. Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Azure, both are Microsoft product only, but still you will have some challenges. And when I use both has to perform, right? If one is performing, one is not performing, your performance will go down. Now I need to maintain the data security, right? I need to maintain a data security. So what is data security? I need to watch both of them. Initially my only eye was on the one tool. Now I have to watch both the tools. I have to see how data is protected in both. Of course, both comes with the Microsoft, but it is always dependent on each other as well. Lot of dependencies. I am not saying this is a drawback, but these are the challenges. Well. Coming to end of the solution, what we have currently is, yes, we had a Power BI, we had Azure, both was working perfectly fine. But now in the current stage where data is increasing, I have to focus on both the tools. Life becomes very difficult when you have to focus on two things. Life becomes too difficult when you're focusing on two things, right? So when you're driving a car, your focus should be only on the road. If you're trying to focus on anything else, your concentration dips. That's the same thing is happening. I have to focus on two tools. Well, keep that all aside. Well, there is a surprise for you. And the surprise is Microsoft has come up with a new tool within Power BI that is called Fabric. That is called Fabric, which is less than 1 year old. Which is less than 1 year old. May 23rd, 2023, Microsoft came up with a new update which is called Fabric. Now, this Fabric was announced to be in a public version, but now it becomes like a all-in-one. Now I have made sure I told both of my maid don't come to my house anymore, because only some work, only some work. You people are fighting. I did not hire them again. I brought another one who knows everything. Who knows everything. And that is what the Fabric is for you. Fabric is a Microsoft's again an extension to the Power BI, where it becomes like a one-stop solution. It becomes a one-stop solution. You can do everything here. You can do everything. You need not depend on the any outside tool. See, even though it's a Microsoft, for Power BI, Azure is outside. For Azure, Power Base was outside, right? So even though you have your own cousins, brothers or sisters, or your uncles or aunt, you have all come from the same family, but still you people will have some discomfort within the other team, other relatives, right? It's all because two different people. Here also, the confusion was there between two different tools. To overcome this problem, now we have a one-stop solution, which is a Fabric. Now, Fabric, if you see, it's actually a component of, you can do Power BI, you can do Data Factory, and you can also add some automations. You can use as a data engineering. You can do some real-time analytics. You can build data science models, I will simply say all in one. If I want to have a synonym in English for fabric, I would put it as all in one. Such a beautiful tool that was launched, which is less than 1 year. 2023 May, they have launched. If you learn this tool, though I am a 10 years experience, if I want to search a job, I can show only 1 year experience in fabric. The same applies for you. If you're learning with me, even after when you want to search a job, you and me will be at the same experience because it's just a 1 year tool. I have not learned this 10 years before. Even I have learned just 6 months to 8 months. That is what we are going to teach you. Very proud to say, we are the only one institute in entire India to teach this fabric. There is no other institute has taken an initiative, and we have taken this initiative. Being having a very close relationship with Microsoft, we got to know what they have done, and we have done a lot of POC projects, and we are the only one institute in this India to show you the fabric, because though it's a very new tool, we are going to get you upgraded. It's just less than 1 year. It's like a small baby, 1 year kid, but we'll make sure that you know this as well, right? And that's the uniqueness of our institute, that we will be teaching all in one. And Microsoft Fabric involves all this, but we will be covering for this course these three components, because you are moving as a data analyst. So you're not moving as a data scientist, you're not moving as a data engineer. So what is required for our role as a data analyst? For that, we will be learning fabric. Now, this completes our 4 things that we are going to learn. And as part of becoming a data analyst, we will start with SQL. Then we will focus more on the Power BI. And Power BI with Azure, they were so beautiful tools, but I don't want to be dependent. So we are going to learn the fabric, which is going to be the future. I can simply say past, present, future. Present, Power BI with Azure. But we'll also think about future. We'll be learning fabric. So this is a roadmap to become a data analyst. Right? With that, I can just say that what are the opportunities? I should have actually reframed it. I should have asked you where there is no opportunity, right? So I'll just give you an insight. If I want to tell there's no opportunity, wherever data is not involved, there you don't have opportunity. I repeat, wherever you don't have data, there you don't have opportunity. Can you tell me one domain where data is not involved? Anyone? If anyone says this answer, the entire course is free for you. If anyone says, name a single domain, name a single sector where data point is not involved, that is where you don't have role of data analytics. If you say this, completely free of cost for you. Anyone? Come on, what happened?
No.
No, nowhere, sir. Everywhere is data.
Everywhere
If
Data.
it's a business, it should be running on data. So it has to have data.
Because without data, we cannot do any types of business.
If I had a place to fill the domains, I would have filled even 100 domains here. But I'm keeping it very short. Where you don't have opportunity, it's clueless. Wherever data is involved, you have opportunities, right? So, and coming to end of this session, I'll give you time to ask your questions. But before that, one common question: why should I join KSR? Like, very simple. This is where you will be learning all the latest technologies. As I keep saying this, we are learning fabric, which is just less than 1 year old, right? So you'll be learning all the latest updates. And in fact, I'm not a trainer. I'm a working professional. So all the examples which you get will be live examples. Whatever I'm facing in the real company, real time. So that is where I'll be helping you. You have a lot of YouTube videos, you have a lot of materials, you have a lot of online classes, but the only place where you people lag is you people don't know where to start, how to prepare. And that is why we are here to guide you. We are not a trained trainers. We are all a professional working employees who are helping you to go and choose the data analytics as your path, right? And 100 hours of a solid subject training you will be getting. More than that, it goes up to 120 hours as well. And in order to work with your Fabric, in order to work with your Power BI, your organization ID is important. You have to get an organization ID. For example, Mahesh at TCS.com, Mahesh at Accenture.com, Mahesh at HCL.com, Mahesh at Mindtree.com. Like this, once you join an organization, they will be giving an organization email ID for you. This organization email ID is mandatory for each and every one. Is mandatory for each and every one. But again, proud to say that KSR is the only institute who is giving for accounts for each and every one who joins this course. There are a lot of other institutes where they give one ID and they'll ask multiple people to work on it. But here we are going to give you for each and every person. And as said that, we will always be focusing on real-time projects, interview guidance, resume preparation, soft skills. If you keep on listening my words, if you keep on listening my lectures, after 100 days, you will become another Santosh. You will become another Santosh. If you keep on focusing on what I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying, you will, more than everything, you will learn a presentation skill that you can present to your clients. Soft skills. If you're not confident, you learn confident. I'll be asking you questions. I'll make you to speak in the class, and that's how we will grow. Right? So more than technical, you will learn a lot of other things. And most importantly, you will be getting one-on-one support for each one of you. Will understand what is your background, why you want to move to data analytics, whatever your work, we will help you to reframe your resume, and we will make sure that you grow as a data analytics. Right? And apart from that, mock interviews, interview questions, everything you will get support from us. And one last question which I would like to answer is, who should go for this course? Well, people who want to move into an analytics field where you have interest over the data, this is the right place for you. And there is no coding background required for this to learn the skill, right? You come from any background. Even if you get your cousin or maybe your kid is 10th standard or 12th standard, even they can learn this. That is such a beautiful tool where you'll analyze it. No coding involved. Small functions or calculations may be involved, but I would say it's a completely a no coding technology, right? And most important for career gap people who want to switch from non-technical to technical, this is something. And please do remember that analytics is a, like, visualization is like a backbone for everything. Everyone prefers to have the reports to be visualized, right? With all that, after completing this course, you will be learning SQL, you will be learning Power BI, you will be learning a couple of important services in Azure, and finally, we'll be learning a very new tool which is called Fabric. Right? With that, I'm completing my demo on Power BI with Fabric. Thank you all.